Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first ever video, and as all of you have read the title already, I will be talking about Lord of the Mysteries, a web novel written by Cuttlefish that loves diving. I will be talking about volume 1 specifically. Although I have read volume 2 and I am currently reading volume 3, I will be talking about volume 1 as I believe it would be best to make a video on each specific volume written. So let's get into it. Before that, I will have to give each and every one of you a warning that as much as I tried to this video to be spoiler free, it might contain some minor spoilers. So you all have been warned. Now, to give a brief synopsis of the volume is named Clown, the first volume in Lord of the Mysteries. It details specifically the story of Zoe Mingroy waking up as Klein Moretti, who has recently died due to a bullet to his brain. And it follows his journey through the world of Beyonders and his adventures. Now, to get into what I will have to say about this volume, I will talk about the pros of it first, then I will talk about what I find bad in this novel. Not necessarily bad, but I will say that these things could have been better, or these things could have not been included in the book. So, first of all, I will talk about the world building. The world building is it can be said to be the most comprehensive and in-depth world building I have ever seen in any web novel up till now. And I can promise you guys this, that I have read many and many web novels, although not as much as most professional book reviewers have, but I have read a good number of books. Now, to I to talk about this comprehensive world building, I will have to say that it explores each and everything about the world, like from the currency to the exchange rates to poverty to how each and everything works in the book. Like even things that you may find tedious to find in the book, it has been included, and I will say that it only enriches the world that we see through Klein Moretti or Zoe Mingroy's eyes. Now, to jump, another thing that I like about this book is specifically the world, not the world building, the magic system. It I can say this magic system is absolutely fantastic due to how different it is from the usual Chinese web novels I have ever read. It's not the usual cookie cutter cultivation novel power system. I can say that the author has done magnificent and thorough research about what he wanted to do. The downsides, the upsides, everything is detailed, and I can say it is something that I find very enjoyable to read. The consequences of becoming a beyonder and going on this path, I can say this, that I find the magic system wonderful. Now, another thing that I really like about the book is the side characters, specifically the Tarot Club members like the Hangman, Alger Wilson, Judgment, Audrey, or Old Neil, or even Dunn, or Isaac Eggers, everyone. I actually enjoy reading about each and every one of them. I find them fun to read about them. It's enjoyable to understand their objectives and their goals and their belief systems, and so on and so on. Like it's one of the first books that I've specifically like the side characters in more than the main character. However, it isn't that hard to say that whenever I read a book, I do like the side characters more often than not. So yeah, I like the side characters is what I want to say. Now, unfortunately, I will have to go on a bit of the cons of this book. One of the biggest cons that I and many other have felt is that it dumps you in information in the first couple of chapters, that which turns out to be a big turn off for a lot of people that have read the book. That's why the number one rule in the community is to at least finish volume 1 before you make a judgment. though I will say it is a very very big turn off for those that aren't used to the style of Cuttlefish, as he is very prone to writing info dumps in his starting chapters of his many of his books, like the Throne of Magical Arcana and such. I have tried to read that book, but I could not go through it due to how much information dump the author drops on us. While I do understand, for those that have read the book may know that yes, the information that is given to us is quite important later on. However, I will say that there could have been a better way to do the information dump. Now, on to another con that I find in this book that many others may disagree with, but I can say that while I do find the main character, Klein Moretti or Zomingo, very intriguing, the objective of his desire to return home back to Earth is a bit hard to sympathize with or get along with, is because we do not know anything about his backstory or his time before he came to this world, because we get very little of him, his background. That the only thing we know about him is that he has parents, he works, is a keyboard warrior, and such things like that, and how he looks. That is something that we found out in later volumes, how he looks, but nothing else. That is one of the biggest cons, I will say, because it's hard to sympathize with the goals of the main character if we don't really know anything about why he wants to do what he wants to do. So that is something that I will say that does take the book down for me a bit, but I won't say it takes the book down for me for that much. Overall, Lord of the Mysteries Volume 1 is a master, I will say, a masterclass in world building and suspense and mystery, and I can't wait to read through more, well, Volume 3 and Volume 4. So you can wait for the video for Volume 2. It will probably be a week or two for that. Now, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed, please give a review and your thoughts on how you found Volume 1 of the book, and don't forget to like and subscribe.